Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Rewind the Tape. I am your friendly neighborhood soda, or in this case, Indiana Soda and the Temple of Shrooms. And I am joined by my buddy, my sidekick, Ben Round.
Hold on to your potato. This is going to be a fun episode.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. We are, as you could probably tell, we are here to cover another Indiana Jones movie. This time, we are covering 1984's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yes,
Ben,
my man.
what are your thoughts on this one? The darkest of the four.
This is actually my first Indiana Jones movie, believe it or not.
I think it might have been mine too. I'm not quite sure which one I saw first.
And I really love it. The opening is fun. I love the dynamic between Indy and Short Round. Even though that might not be 100% PC today, I don't know.
Probably
I
not.
mean,
I think it's one that a lot of people just kind of gloss over because it works.
right, exactly. I love the ritual stuff, like down in the basement kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite dinner scenes happens in this movie.
It's funny, but I mean, grosses me out a little bit.
Yes, man, come on, man, it's fun. You never had monkey brains or a snake
No,
or
I eat regular food. Although I did used to eat pickled pork tongue when I was a kid, so tastes like bologna, folks.
how about that eyeball soup? Did you ever have eyeball soup?
It reminds me of the soup in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Eyeball soup, the only soup that looks back at you while you're eating at it.
That's true. Very true. For me, I know, like I saw them at the age I was supposed to, but I don't remember which one I saw first. I remember taking them out from the library because nobody I knew owned them. Uh, I enjoy this movie. Like, I mean, I know it's considered like weaker, but I think it's just as good as one and three.
100%.
Sure,
100%.
but so what? I mean, look, Empire is darker. Oh well. I mean, people are going to go, "Oh, that's one of the greatest movies of all time." I don't care. It's still darker. Um,
Hell, look at Back to the Future Part 2. That's darker than the first one.
exactly. Um, but great set pieces. Like, I mean, the stuff on the gorge is amazing. The stunt work put into this, the fight in the quarry, the minecart chase. And if folks, if you want to know how far back Steven Spielberg has been a frustrated musical director, look none other than the opening sequence of this. Anything Goes. He's wanted his life goal was to direct a version of West Side Story. And that's why they did the musical at the beginning of this, because at the time he's like, I'm probably never going to direct a musical.
Here's a little bit of trivia for you. I'm guessing you know this, but
Probably.
what am I going to ask? Do you know the name of the club at the beginning?
Of course, I knew you were going to ask that. Club Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every movie, if I'm not mistaken, every one of the first three movies has a Star Wars reference. And famously, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's hieroglyphs in the temple in the temple where the Ark is. If you actually look closely behind Indy, there's 3PO and R2D2 as hieroglyphs.
That's nice.
You've never seen it?
No, I can't say I have.
I'll see if I can bring it up.
What was the connection in Last Crusade?
Sorry?
What's the connection in Last Crusade?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there is one. But and also we didn't talk about this last week, but the gorge where Indiana Jones is threatening to blow up the Ark is the same. It's the same location, exact same location they found in New Hope.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Man, these movies are so fun, aren't they?
Exactly. They're definitely a fun adventure story. Yeah, here's the picture right here. So I can zoom in. There.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
I know.
These are so much fun, and it's exemplified by like all the set pieces. Like I said, all the stunt pieces. One of the first thing that happens is they jump out of a plane and a raft. And to me, I'm like, people accept this, but bitch about the fridge. There's no way they survive that fall.
I know. I know.
It's just like, oh, come on, guys, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
It's like me. It's like people bitch about aliens, but in the first one you have people's face melting off. In the last one, in 3 you have ancient of fountain of youth. Then when you have hearts being ripped out, like
But that's the thing. Like, I can see that one just because of those ones. Those are just specific instances for her. This one's the whole movie. The kitchen, like, the dinner scene. That's not exactly PG. Well, it's not exactly G.
well, here's the thing. Another little piece of trivia, again, I'm sure you know this. Temple of the Doom, very first PG-13 movie.
Sort of. It's one of the reasons why.
There's a reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a reason. It wasn't the first one. First movie, I can't remember. First movie with PG-13, but I do know Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was responsible for that. Red Dawn is officially the first movie.
Okay.
4. Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was just after.
Here's another thing about Indiana Jones. I know you're not watching it right now, but I'm watching Moonlight.
Mhm.
There's definitely Indiana Jones vibes in that movie, in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Won't give that much away, but you totally get vibes from Indiana Jones in that.
Oh, cool. Folks, I do plan on watching it eventually. It's just, I have other things I gotta do too.
I'm really starting to like Oscar Isaac as an actor. He's incredible.
Oh, he's always been incredible.
And what he does with this part is something astounding to me.
Yeah, it's a long weekend this weekend, so if I have time, I'll probably sit down and watch, which I think I do tomorrow. I got nothing to do.
Right.
So out of all the set pieces in this film, like all the big set pieces, so you mentioned all the underground stuff, and of course I mentioned the mine cart and the gorge and what have you. Which is your favorite of those big set pieces? Those big action sequences. And also we can include the shootout at the club at the beginning.
Probably all the underground stuff.
And why is that?
Because one of my favorite scenes is the whole ripping out of the heart.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. If you get a chance, go and watch the making of those for the effects. Just watch how they film. That's pretty cool.
I also want to bring up, we can't forget about our Simpson cameo at the very beginning.
Yes, none other than Canadian great Dan Aykroyd, who missed it because he's speaking in a British accent.
Yeah, that threw me for the longest time. Like, I had no idea it was him until I found out, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And now you know it's him. When you listen to that character, you can definitely hear him.
Oh, yeah. And one of those things like, what you know, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. For me, my favorite set piece is also from the underground, but it's before that. It's the room that's collapsing. All the comedy that's in there. They finally escape and they finally get Lily in. Everything's fine, and then she bends over and hits with her butt the other switch, and it goes faster, and they have to run out. It's just there's just some comedy in there. Plus, that's a lot of bugs.
It always creeps me out. And
snakes or rats, which are worse?
What?
Bugs, snakes, or rats, which are worse?
Bugs.
Really?
Yeah. I like snakes. Rats, I can take or leave them, but bugs, yeah.
I probably bugs as well. I've never handled the snake, but I've had domesticated rats crawl up my shoulder and lick the inside of my ear, so I'm fine with them. And trust me, it's a pretty weird feeling, but after a while, you're like, it tickles.
I have a fun story I got to tell you about after we.
Why not tell me on the air?
Because it involves people. I probably can. I probably can. No one from that story watches this,
There you go.
but even still, I'd rather wait.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Um, what did I want to say? Another one of my favorite parts is, oh, in that campfire scene at the beginning
Yes.
where, and then, I love the talk with the characters talking, but my favorite part is when the elephant keeps putting his foot on Lily's shoulder, and the that time she does, you realize that's not a truck, that's a snake.
So fun bit of trivia for that. Originally there was another snake scene that they ended up getting cut because when they came the day to shoot the scene and Kate Capshaw saw the snakes and trying to pet them, she completely turned white, like she just that was it. So they cut it. Which, and as Spielberg said, but if I cut this, you have to do the bugs. But anyway,
Well,
there's more. They go to film that scene with that you described, and that's not a fake snake. She actually, I guess, as a thank you to Spielberg for doing the other one, cutting the other one, actually overcame her fears and grabbed the snake and threw it.
we should probably say Kate Capshaw and Steven Spielberg are married in real life, so that's probably
Yeah,
that's probably.
long after the fact, but yes.
Well, you got to imagine they met and not having feelings for each other in this movie, right?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they were both married to other people at the time, and then they got together like 8 years later. I think they got if I'm not mistaken, I think they got reacquainted with each other years later.
Okay, I'll show myself out.
Yeah. But yeah, as Steven Spielberg said at the end of this the documentary portion for this movie, it's like normally it's Indy gets the girl, but no, I got the girl.
Yeah, has she done anything else of note?
Well, let's bring it up. Well, she was in a movie with Michael Douglas in 1989 called Black Rain that I really want to watch. That's it for that. No, that's really it. She doesn't have a big career. Probably because she's married to Steven Spielberg and
Right.
what have you. But no, it sounds like she does charities and stuff like that. So yeah.
Good on them. I mean, I'm sure they have a great. Well, I'm not sure. I hope they have a great marriage.
Oh, it sounds like it. I mean, heck, between the two of them, they have 7 kids.
Holy shit!
From even including previous marriages. Yeah, she had a daughter from her previous marriage, and he had a son from his previous marriage, and then she also adopted a child before she met Spielberg, and then they had 3 biological children together. And then there was another one that was adopted as well.
Only 5 more, and they wouldn't be tyrants to put by the dozen.
Jesus. Yeah, right now they can field the baseball team.
Yep. Tell me what else about this movie then you want to bring up.
Well, fun fact, most of the underground fight scene when he's rescuing the kids was not filmed with Harrison Ford.
Of course it wasn't.
But you know why?
I'm guessing he was sick or something?
He was hurt. He hurt his back very bad and actually had to get flown to the States and have what it was at the time, an experimental papaya enzyme treatment, IFI surgery that thankfully worked. And so he couldn't film for 5 weeks. So what they did is all the wide shots they filmed with the stunt double, who was also a stunt double in Raiders. And then when Harrison Ford came back, they did the pickups.
Let me get this right. He hit his back on this. He hit his foot on Star Wars.
He also hurt his knee in Raiders.
Man, this guy needs to stop acting. He keeps getting hurt.
Well, he should stop doing action roles.
Man,
to be fair, look at Indy. Like, I mean, it would be a shock if he came out of that not injured somehow.
I know, but we gotta protect Harrison Ford. We're losing too many great people lately.
If he survived that plane crash a couple years ago, I think he'll be okay.
Still, he's not getting any younger, and they
No.
did in E5.
Yeah, which I can't wait for. Another thing I do like about this is actually the village stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, with the Indian Doc Brown, as I like to call him.
It was just somebody lived in the village, and the reason why there was pauses between the sentences is because he was phonetically doing what Steven Spielberg was doing. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be around about it, man. I don't want to get canceled.
Spielberg laughed at it.
Okay. But he probably laughed at it in the 80s, in 2022 now.
Oh, he had a chuckle about it in the documentary as well. Not granted the documentary.
Okay.
To be honest, there's nothing cancelable in there. It's just an anecdote.
Okay, that's fine.
I think you're just trigger shy.
I think I am, and for good reason. Don't you think?
Yes, that is fair. That is fair. No, there's nothing about that particular, at least that I can tell about that particular moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the scene. I know you already put up on it. Another great scene is the whole jumping out of the plane. You're not thinking, you're crashing.
Yeah. No, like I said, there's no way in real life they'd survive that because I think Mythbusters, if I'm not correctly, did that experiment.
It's a movie magic, man.
I know movie magic, but again, people bitch about the fridge. So as long as
I never bitch about that. I want to be clear. I never bitch about it.
It is all fun, and I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go down a snowy mountain in one of those rafts.
Dude, they make it look fun. They make it.
So I went down a ski run on a magic carpet once. That really hurt. Oh.
Wow.
You know
Why?
what is, right?
Well, I know it from Aladdin.
So a magic carpet is a sled, but you can roll it up. There's very thin. It's got those weird handles at the front. It's kind of like a malleable sled. Yeah, I hit a jump with that.
And you live in Taylor. So.
It was lots of pain and lots of fetal position on the way down after that.
You're brave, man. You are brave.
I was 13.
I know that you're stupid, man.
I wouldn't do it nowadays because I just look at the ski hill and my knees hurt.
I never been skiing and I never been snowboarding and I'm okay with it.
Oh man, I used to ski when I was in high school. I was up every day of the weekend. It appeared it was a 3-day weekend because we had 4-day school week, so I was there most every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I used to ski a lot.
Well, you live in Canada. You live by snow.
That is true, and I mean, like there's places in California, I'm sure. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, my body's not built for snow.
So what about you? Is there anything else you wanted to mention about this movie?
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward movie. Mm-hmm. They have to get the eggs. They have to feed their children. I like this movie a lot. It's not my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but it's fun.
I watch it I've said in the past, like when I watch movies from franchises, for the most part, it's in the middle of a binge, and I just watch all of them. So I've seen a lot of them equal amount of times. But yeah, I mean, Temple of Doom is also one of those movies because it's Indiana Jones. If it pops on, I won't change the channel.
Which any movie do you think Harrison Ford is pick any?
I'd say Last Crusade because by that point he's had 3 movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, we should mention Temple of Doom, not a sequel, but a prequel.
Yeah, it was a prequel. Yeah, which is why if you want to delve deeper into it, the character of Indy is different from where we left him in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Whereas in that one, he's kind of opening up a little bit more. He's getting softening, but in this one, he's still that jackass. Basically, fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory, right?
Do you know what year this movie takes place in?
1934, I think.
I was going to say 35, but you're probably right. You're probably right.
You're right. You were right. 1935.
Because Raiders of the Lost Ark, 36.
Really? They're that close together?
Yep.
I did not realize that. Huh.
Learned that from the Schmoedown last week.
So I just did a trivia match over on the Outlaw Nation League, and I did get asked an Indiana Jones question in round 2. But
Okay.
it was, how much does Indiana Jones offer Marion for the medallion in Raiders? I'm like, I don't know, $2,000? It's 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
You missed it by that much.
Yes, I did. I missed it by that much. Yeah, and you're right. 1936 for Raiders, and I think it's 41 for Last Crusade.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I agree with you. This is like it's the lesser of the 3, but not by much at all. Not by much. It's just a darker movie, and maybe it's just some people just can't aren't okay with that, which is perfectly fine.
I will say that I think this movie suffers from not having as many great supporting characters as Raiders and Last Crusade.
Exactly, because think about it. Really, the only one that people talk about in the glowing light is Short Round, and who,
Right.
by the way, is back in acting, and I heard is really good in
Everything, everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch that. I heard he's amazing in that movie.
Me too.
And of course, after this, he went on to play Data in the Goonies. I love that
Yeah.
movie. I
Me
came, to
too.
that, I came to it way too late, but I really love that movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
But yeah, no, back to Indiana Jones. Like, yeah, a lot of people like I like Willie Scott just because I know what they were going for. I mean, that type of character doesn't bother
Right,
me.
right.
But
But
a lot of people give her crap because all she does is scream throughout the movie.
Okay, here's a question for you. Who's the better screamer? Really? Or Ricky Bell?
Fay Ray,
Who's that?
the original King Kong.
I never listened to you. I never listened to you, man.
Can you give them to me again?
Really? Or Ricky Bell from Batman?
I think someone's at your door. Oh Jesus! You know what? I'm gonna give it to Vicky Vale just because she doesn't scream as much.
Look back at one time again. He screams a hell of a lot.
Also, it's Kim Basinger. She just gets a pass.
Okay, Kim Basinger or Nicole Kidman?
Basinger.
Really?
Not. Don't get me wrong. I love Nicole Kidman, but I'm a Basinger guy.
Cool.
Yeah, and she still looks great today.
Yeah, even though she doesn't do that much anymore.
Nope. But she knows she can, and she when she does, she knocks it out of the park.
How fun would it? We're never getting a new Batman, but I don't care. How fun would it be in the Flash movie if we see Vicky Vale come back?
Anything's possible.
Anything
At
more?
this point, now that Michael Keaton has come back to play Batman, I'm not ruling anything off the table, if I'm being honest.
To tell you the truth, I get more money to Selena Kyle coming back. Man,
Right? Yeah.
and man,
But
man, yeah, anything goes to bring it back to Indiana Jones.
pretty much. Yeah, anything goes. Which is and that is the actual song in Mandarin. She had to learn Mandarin for that.
What is that dude's name that they were fighting? The actor's name.
Oh, you mean the bald guy? The one who played Mola Ron?
No, the guy in Club Obi-Wan.
Choctaw Lao. Lao Che. Lao Che. Yes. Yeah,
I like that guy. He seems like fun.
yeah,
A
and
fun villain.
folks, if you want to see just how dark it is right off the bat, in this club nightclub scene, Indy spears somebody with literally a flaming shish kebab stick.
That's a good way to get fired. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oy. All right, and on that note, do you have any final thoughts on the movie before you pun me to death?
Oh, I don't know. I may have money will whip this thing to the end. So yeah.
I don't know. I got short quote. The first one that came out is you cheat, Papa Jones." Oy.
I love these three movies. It's a great movie. I give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10 personally.
I put it up. I'd probably go in the middle of that. I myself would probably go 7 out of 5. If I'm being honest, like I said, still a great movie, but I mean, compared to 1 and 3, are my personal preference.
Right,
they're
of
great.
course.
It's the weaker of the original trilogy, and then we will get into Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but which I don't hate, folks.
Me neither. It's a fun movie like this.
Yeah.
I like Marion coming back. I like Shia LaBeouf.
I did realize though that there is one thing I would change, and I wish they would have filmed it to look more like the other ones. It looked too clean.
That's fair. I think that's fair. But to be fair, within the 1950s, known for being a little cleaner.
That is true. And of course, they did have
Aesthetic.
the award-winning cinematographer Janusz Kaminski doing it. So
Yep.
Spielberg's go-to director, who's I think the first time they worked together was Schindler's List.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I never seen that movie.
It's a hard one. It's a tough
Yeah.
one to watch. It's worth watching. Don't get me wrong. It's a great film, but it's one of those that's just like you have to take a few years break between movies.
I heard that while making that, he had to get Jerry Seinfeld to send him episodes of Seinfeld every night.
I don't know about that, but I do know it is legit that Robin Williams had to call him every day to cheer him up.
I mean, maybe it's one of them. Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, Robin Williams called him all the time to cheer him up.
God damn it! I miss Robin Williams.
Yeah, I think we all do. But so on that note, Ben, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at my Twitter, Ben_Radio. You can find me over at my YouTube channel, The Multiverse of Geekdom, every Monday at this time, every Tuesday now on Jedi Academy, every Sunday night on Unwise Men. We're taking a week off this week because it's Easter and Passover, but we'll be back next week. You can also find me here on Rewind Tape and on what is it, Saturday or Sunday? On the weekend on
It's Saturday is number one choice. Sunday, if none of us can do Saturday, or one of us can't do Saturday.
on Northern Countdown. Northern Countdown on the weekend.
Yeah, and as for myself, Soda _underscore Saxman on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on the shows that Ben mentioned on this network, as well as the Squared Slice every Wednesday. And last night was a really special episode. We had none other than George Shire, who was the author of basically the history of AEWA book, the American Wrestling Association. Forgive me for not remembering the title right now, but we spent an hour talking to him about the old days of AEWA, about everything from Nick Bockwinkel to like we talked about Lou Thesz. We talked about all the old great stuff. Great interview for an hour. Myself, Dustin Snark joined us as well because he's a big fan of the AWA. So go check that out. That was pretty good, pretty fun interview.
Dude, it looked like you were having fun. I mean,
that's you know how 50 is with Doctor Who? That's me with wrestling. I'm not gonna lie. Like the lesson was one of my favorite episodes to do because it's me sitting under the learning tree and learning about the history of something I love to my core. You know what I mean?
I wish I could see more of you talking about wrestling.
Yeah, it's potentially you might. Potentially you might. But no, wrestling is just something that I can like. I freaking every night I watch at least 2 wrestling matches before bed.
That's great, man.
So I mean, yeah. So definitely check that out. And of course, the week prior we did a WrestleMania 38 recap with special guest another friend of Dustin's. Definitely check that out. That one was a lot of fun as well. And also you can find me Saturday on the Let's Get Ready Network over on the Dropkicks, where myself and Dagan, we do discuss, shocker, wrestling, but we discover all the happenings of the previous week in wrestling, cover AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, any big news that happens, what have you, a lot of discussion. So definitely check that out. So, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, to this video. Leave your comments. Tell us what you think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And we will see you next week as we rewind the tape on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, my number 5 all-time favorite film. See you then, folks. Have a good evening.